So, I kind of do have fucking something to talk to you about. Like I told you, in the past couple days, I've been diving back into some stuff that I probably should have gotten into a long time ago. Like, it had occurred to me that I had only really heard one Arch Enemy album top to bottom. And since I've been sitting at work, there's that fucking Alexa thing. And I just kind of like, you can tell it to do like, hey, play Lamb of God Station. And then it'll be like a mix of artists related to Lamb of God, and so on and so forth. So through that, I've heard a bunch of stuff that I'd never really heard that much before, including some Arch Enemy, Amon Amarth, definitely, stuff like that. So that kind of like got me on a kick. I was like, man, I really should know more of this music. So I started going through and, trying to find the albums that I wanted and getting them and stuff like that. All right, now back in the day, that was a fun quest. Getting in the car, driving around, going to the different CD stores to look for the one you want. Like, that was a whole wonderful thing.
The search, the epic quest. I used to spend like full afternoons doing shit like that.
Yep. Can't do it anymore, bro.
Kind of. Like, I mean, I don't know. There are places that like I usually go to, but like
there's like two.
There's no guarantee what I'm looking for is gonna be there.
There's absolutely zero guarantee, and there's only like two that I know of in the Lansing area.
Yeah, we are kind of.
Granted, they're both good.
Yeah, we are kind of lucky in that sense because we have the FBC.
Yeah, Flat Black and Circular is amazing.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, look, I actually just went there the other day and found one of the ones I was looking for. Now, here's the thing, though. So that's where I want to start. Okay, so nowadays, you can't really do that. There's no stores you can really go to and get the things you're looking for. You really gotta, like, search around online. Okay? So that's part one. Now, sidestep. I also stumbled on, I was just looking through recommended stuff on YouTube or whatever, and I think I looked up a Parkway Drive song or something like that, and then in the recommendeds there was a Parkway Drive documentary. I was like, it was only like an hour long. I was like, what the fuck is that? So I watched it, and it was really, really good. Like, it was fantastic. It was, I'm pretty sure it was for their Deep Blue tour. So it wasn't like at the beginning or anything like that. And they were like, this is, on this tour, we want to, we designed the tour to have it be more like we're going to these places and we're going to be able to experience the place while we're there, not just show up, play a show, and hop on a plane kind of a thing. Like, they were trying to like really like immerse themselves in the culture a little bit and stuff like that. It was kind of like an episode of Travel Channel with Parkway Drive. Like,
I think I've seen that one. I know they have a couple of them.
At least two.
Yeah.
And I watched them both on YouTube, and they're fantastic. And what I found out was, both of these are bonus DVDs that came with albums. So I was like, oh shit. Now, for people who don't know, if you go on Wikipedia, let's say, for example, Arch Enemy, Rise of the Tyrant, or any album, pick any album. Go to the artist's Wikipedia, go to discography, and then click on the album. And then on the album's page, it will have the track listing, and underneath that, it will have every, like, if it ever had a bonus disc ever in any country, Japan, German releases, stuff like that, it will say the German bonus CD had these tracks on it, or it'll say this one had a DVD, the making of, or this or that kind of a thing. So you can figure out all the albums that have ever been released with stuff like that on Wikipedia. The hard part is now finding those deluxe editions of those albums, because after I watched that and then remembering back on some of like the Children of Bodom ones, the Devil Driver ones that I have seen, those are some of the best music documentaries that exist, and like nobody really ever sees them unless you get that bonus version of the album.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not even released in all countries. So it's really hard. It's like a next level challenge.
Yeah.
So I get online And so I go through and I find like the arch enemy bonus ones that I want, you know, what release that was and all that. And I get online, assuming I'm gonna find like some kind of Amazon only for CDs kind of a thing. Like for people who aren't that into comics probably don't know this, but like there are comic book websites where you can go and pretty much find any comic ever written and have it sent to you right away. And like for cheap too, like really great sites, Nucadia and comics.com or something like that. But Nucadia is a really good one. I was assuming I was going to find a site like that for CDs. Nope. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be such a good idea.
I know.
Having like a database of all these. Like,
yeah, you can take that down if you want.
Oh, I didn't even.
If it's bugging you.
I didn't do anything, not so.
No. Yeah. I thought of that. I was like, man, I should be the one to start this up. But yeah, I thought I was gonna find a site like that, and no, it doesn't exist. So, but I did find a site called it's Discogs, DISCOG.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an S. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've been to that.
You've been to that site?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like merch stuff too, or like just straight like CDs and stuff?
I didn't like see the merch stuff, but I also wasn't looking for it, so it might have been there and I just didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Some
of them do kind of like the
the
merch and the
you hop on there though, you search an album, and then right like underneath the album it'll say like, just for example, any number, but like 19 versions, and you click on that and there's a drop down of every version of the album. And it like the Japanese release, the German, all of it. So you can find it all. And then you click on that and see if there's any for sale. So sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. And I was real unsure. It kind of looked like a real old website kind of a thing. Like not old, but I don't know, just looked like kind of weird. And yeah, so I ended up ordering like 2 albums off of there. First one arrived today, so I'm like, okay, this is real. Like, this is real. And so so for people like us out there that are trying to find real specific stuff, try the best site I found so far is Discogs. Sometimes Amazon works.
Yeah.
Amazon doesn't work if you're looking for special releases. It works for normal stuff, but not if you're looking for a special release.
That's like watching those kind of got me really into the recording side of things, and like, you know, because there's it's just cool to see all the behind the scenes stuff and all the extra stuff that kind of goes along with it. It kind of like, the ones I really like are the like the making of
those
studio videos
ones,
and stuff. There's a really good one on Norma Jean that they put out with their last one. It's let me check out the name of it, 'cause I don't remember what.
Honestly, those kind of DVDs and stuff get me way more into the band.
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
big bad way.
And it almost like I've bought, you know, full albums and stuff, and like kind of been on the fence about it, and like it's or just like not really been fully sold on it, and it would come with one of those, or there would be a you know, like a documentary or making of on YouTube or something, and then like I'll watch that, and it almost like enhances the
experience.
Yeah,
I agree.
It makes you kind of like think about the album a little bit more, or hear things that you didn't before. You know, this is definitely one of those cases with the Norma Jean. Yeah, it was the making of Polar Similar, which is their most recent one.
Okay.
And they did it at the house where Nirvana did a couple of their records, and
nice.
Let's see if I find some more information on it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely really, really like those. Always have.
Yeah.
They're awesome. And you see content that is pretty widely unseen anywhere else.
What was there was a Parkway one where I don't really remember which one it was for. I think it was the last one that they did, where they played in that crazy, oh man, what was it? That like, it was kind of like in a different country, It was like the stage wasn't even really like set up super well or anything, but it was like, and they sold it out, and it was like the first time anybody had ever played over there or something like that.
India.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was
was
the end. That's the first one I was talking about when they went on tour to experience the different countries. That I believe the title of that DVD is also the title of the song "Home Is for the Heartless."
That's that's right. Now
that's the Deep Blue one.
Yeah,
that one was amazing, especially at the end part right there. See, part of the reason why I love that DVD in particular so much is because so much of it, like, first of all, they don't, the name and the look, neither of those things are metal. Like, they're straight up surfer dudes, and the name's Parkway Drive. Neither of these things scream metal at all. But they're insane. Like, they're so brutal. And the way, like, they did things that I feel like, oh, that's what I would fucking, you know what I mean? That's what I would do. The India one especially, I don't know if you remember or not, but at the end of that show, they were done with their set. Done. And the crowd convinced them to keep playing. So they kept playing. But before they started playing, they invited every single person in the crowd on stage. And by the end of the song, every band member was in a different part of this massive crowd, just like playing or singing right there with the fans, like hugging each other and stuff. Like, I was like, for those fans, that's like, for any fan, that would be like the greatest concert ever. Like, they were so phenomenal. And then the way they did it, they didn't really specify how they did it in the DVD. I don't remember, but they either started the tour or ended the tour playing in their high school auditorium. They all went to the same high school. I was like, I do remember that. So what I would do. Oh my God. That would be amazing. Yeah.
I've thought about what that would be like. I've had thoughts about that.
Wouldn't it be on the same stage that you did the talent show on in your YouTube video?
Yeah.
That's that stage.
It'd be that one, and then the middle school.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Which is the very first, like, that, yeah. Yeah, I've thought about that before. How crazy that would be all these years later.
That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was sweet. Seeing that whole thing, and like just how the stage was set up, and how like it was really like thrown together. Mm-hmm. Like they hadn't really ever had a show like that.
No, they said you're one of the first big metal bands ever to come to India.
Yeah.
I don't know when that was recorded, because I think Metallica's played there, and I think Iron Maiden's played there too.
Yeah.
So a few have, but there's definitely a calling for it in that country. That's for sure. People love it. It was funny too, because they were like, they show up at the venue, they're like, for the sound checks, they're like, okay, so
yeah,
so we're at a venue, holds like 2,000 people. We're pretty sure like only 100 are coming. Like, they're like walking around the streets during the day, and everybody was like super, really traditional, like, like they are.
Yeah. And
they're like, we just can't imagine any of these people ever listening to any of our music. Like, what? Well, like this, I don't think anybody's gonna come. And I think it ended up selling out. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
That's insane. That's so cool. Love that. So yeah, that's kind of like my little, we've talked about the anguish of CD stores that no longer sell CDs, and
it's different
now
time.
we're at the point now where the hunt is online. It's no longer driving around going to the stores. And they are, at least apparently, somewhat gettable.
Yeah.
If you look in the right places, you can find stuff. Preston said he was finding some good stuff on eBay, but I don't know how it is in terms of like finding deluxe editions. And the other thing too, so Amazon is really good for finding normal editions. The other good part about Amazon is if you download the free Amazon Music app to your phone, any CD that you purchase will automatically be ripped into that app immediately as soon as you purchase it. So you have the music right away, and then you just wait for your hard copy to come in the mail.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's cool.
I love that feature. That's a great one.
I still think like iTunes and everybody else should kind of get on board with that idea, because that would...
Well, I mean, they'll never sell hard copies. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, hard copies are on the way out. That seems to be the point. Which I think is ridiculous. Because, and you want to know what else I discovered? Because another band that I was like, oh, you know, I absolutely love this band, and I've only ever really heard one album top to bottom. I'm going to get more, is Iced Earth. Get this. Speaking of albums and why they shouldn't be digital, why they should be physical, part of the reason is the album artwork. Like, straight up. And here's an idea. Here's $1 million idea right here. We should fucking make a documentary about album artwork artists. Because there is some amazing art on some albums. And I don't know a single album artist's name. Not one. Like, who the fuck first drew Eddie?
Yeah.
Who's that guy? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever looked into that. Ever. That'd be a cool one. So there's an idea, but here's one. In my searching through Iced Earth, one of the album covers had fucking Spawn on it. I was like, I remember seeing the cover in the store, like, back in the day and stuff, but I never, like, put two and two together for some reason.
Yeah.
And I had it up on I had it on Wikipedia. As it turns out, that album art was all done by Todd McFarlane, and the album is a concept album about Spawn. It's called, I think it's called The Dark Saga.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a whole metal album about Spawn,
That's
dude.
pretty sick.
What the fuck? How did that get past us?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. People need to know about that one. I ordered that up right away. Waiting for it. It's gonna be great.
Iced Earth is kind of hit and miss with me, but they have a cool sound to them.
They've had like 3 or 4 singers.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And there's one singer who is just unnaturally good. Crazy good. Matt Barlow. And he did like, I can't remember off the top of my head, he did like 4, Iced Earth had like 2 or 3 albums out, or 2 albums out, I think. And then he came in and did like 5, and then left. And then 2 more albums happened, and then he came back for an album, and then he left again, and now 2 more albums have happened since then, or 1 or 2 more since then.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's jumped in and out. So that's, but I'm getting all the ones that he's on, for sure. Because, yeah, he's crazy good. He's really good.
I know most of the time in, like, the liner notes and stuff, if you buy the album, it gives credit to, like, artists and stuff a lot of times.
Oh, it's all, yeah, I'm sure we can find it in every single CD booklet.
But as far as, like, going in depth as to how it happened, yeah, that would be sick.
How do you even become an album artist? What's that path like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, even that's changed from... Because, like, I know now, because, like, there's freelance artists and people that do, I mean, the guy that did it, the two guys that did artwork and stuff, they pretty much just, like, started, Facebook pages and stuff and just started hitting up bands and everything. And so I guess that's, like, one way to do it. But as far as, like, kind of like...
What about, like, the classics?
Back in the day, yeah.
Who
like,
the fuck
how would
drew
you...
Slayer's art?
Yeah.
Who's drawing the covers for Cannibal Corpse? Like, who's doing that? Like,
I think that's... Oh, man.
I guarantee some of them are famous artists that everybody's heard of. I guarantee it. But I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to know. And I don't really feel like there's one place to go to get any of this information. I think a documentary about this needs to happen.
Yeah, pick, like... I guess it would have to be, like more, like, well-known art and stuff, like, in the, like...
Well, here's the other kicker, too, is in terms of albums going from digital, or physical to digital, how many bands have you gotten into just because the cover looked awesome? Like, that's
countless.
That's a big, that's a very big thing in the heavy metal community. Like, how brutal can you make your cover sometimes? And sometimes that's, like, what is going to make someone pick your album up off the shelf before anybody else's, at least at the point in time where you couldn't just access everything on YouTube. So, yeah, I really feel like it's a big deal. Like, at least in in the heavy metal subculture.
Yeah. Well, and the other cool thing about it that you don't really see, and it goes along with the artwork, is, you have a sweet art cover or whatever, and, design and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like, people are, hear it all the time. People are walking billboards basically. So
exactly.
You print a shirt of it out, and then, like next thing you know, it becomes like this iconic piece of art that,
everybody has on a shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or like, tattooed on them and stuff. Like,
yep.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what's kept me into, heavier music is that aspect of it, because it's just like, and especially now, like with a lot more like current, like heavy, like I guess more like the extreme side of metal. Mm-hmm. There's so many great covers, and a lot of them, there's so much going on that like the more you look at them, the more it's like, oh, I didn't notice that, like, I don't know, like thing hanging in the tree there, or like that, like, like whatever. It's
on Children of Bodom's Halo of Blood cover. It took me like a couple months to realize there were faces under the ice.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I didn't see that either.
Stuff like that. I love that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite covers of all time is Dookie, Green Day.
Oh, dude.
Like, who drew that?
Right? Yeah.
Like, that's a great cover.
Yeah.
It's like a Where's Waldo of pop culture.
Yeah. It's so busy, but like everything has a place on it.
And it's awesome.
Yeah. It's all hand drawn too.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone definitely needs to get on this. Come on. Maybe it should be us.
Or like mini like web series even.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll look more into this.
Oh yeah, I wanted to backtrack and talk about that Norma Jean thing.
No, go ahead.
Found some information about it. So it's called Luminaries.
Okay. The DVD?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 45-minute documentary about the making of Polar Similar, their recent one. And it was, I don't know what the name of the studio is Pachyderm Studios, it looks like. That was where Nirvana did, I think it's in what is it? In Utero? In Utero?
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I don't I'm probably butchering that. And a bunch of other like super iconic, art or albums that have happened there. But yeah, it's really cool. Like they took a really natural approach to everything on it, and it's cool to see that process as far as, because it's pretty different compared to a lot of other things. And like the feeling of the whole album it definitely adds to it once you see it, because it's, it's all very like live sounding.
Yeah.
It's all very like, you can tell that it was, there was a lot of time and, effort in figuring out like the best rooms to put everything in. And like, they have this, it's towards the end, like it sticks out to me the most because it's like, I don't know, like it just kind of ties everything all together. But there's a section at the end of the video that is, it's in this pool house, and it's somebody they just set a cab up and then had a microphone with it. And then they had somebody in like this other room playing guitar, and then they just recorded. And it was like this really like eerie kind of like, like floating guitar riff that was over top of it. And it ended up being on the album. But yeah, like just to see how it was recorded and stuff, and, the lengths that they took to get the sounds that happened that eventually ended up being on the full, the full CD is really cool.
That's awesome.
It's pretty interesting.
That's awesome.
Like there's more stuff that they do as far as like the technique of it and stuff, but that's just kind of one of the things that sticks out on it.
And I will say too, another side note about these DVDs and stuff. So we just talked about how, ways to look for old albums like that. But luckily enough, for a new album, you can just hop on the band's website usually. And I just did that the other day. I pre-ordered the new Burn the Priest. And I pre-ordered the deluxe edition of the new Devil Driver, which comes with the making of DVD.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that DVD is going to have Randy Blythe on it and everybody else that's on the album. I was like, I got to see how that shit got made. Like the covers album.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
The cover, how did a cover album get made? That's one I've never seen before. I've never seen a making of a cover album. And I'll say this about Devil Driver, like damn near, I think like, if you count the current one, I would put it at like 4 out of the last 7 albums had fucking DVDs that came with them, damn near. Like, they have a lot.
Yeah.
And they're all good.
I liked, It's called like You Might Know Me from the Stage or something like that. That was the long documentary that they put out.
On what? With what album?
I think it was with Beast. I think we talked about it last time, but they showed like the trailer thing that happened where they lost the trailer and it was like running next to them and stuff, and then it just kind of like
oh my god,
moved off the road, and they found it like, you know, a couple miles back, completely like untouched.
So did we watch that together once?
I might have. I'm not sure.
I feel like we might have.
Yeah, that was, and then the fight between, I don't know, Dez and one of the other guys where like throws a bottle at the dude or something. I don't know. Yeah. After the show, but yeah, like they put a lot of time and, you know, effort into about as much as they do with, you know, with their albums and stuff.
Yeah, they do really good with that. I like those a lot.
Yeah, I like the one that they put out with Pray for Villains.
Me too.
Oh, that was cool.
That's a good album too.
Yeah. One of the few like concept albums that I always forget is a concept.
Yeah.
There's so many good songs on it that I forget about. Every time I come back to it, I'm like, fuck. Like, that was
stacked.
Forgiveness is a 6 gun. That riff that starts it off, and then like,
Waiting for November.
Yeah, dude. All the way it starts.
Yeah.
And just kind of like
Resurrection Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good fucking songs.
I like to dig that album up.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it in a while. The other, like, it's on Beast, and I was thinking about it earlier because we were talking about covers and stuff, but Black Soul Choir.
Oh, I love that song.
I didn't know that it was a cover before I heard it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go jogging to that song.
Oh yeah.
That's a good running song.
That'll get you going.
Yeah, it's all gallop. Like the whole song is a gallop. Oh, it's so brutal. I love that one.
Yeah, I'll have to dig that up.
It's one of my favorites on that album for sure. Yeah, and there are like crazy covers too, on a lot of those deluxe albums that I was looking through. Amon Amarth does a lot of covers. They covered Aerials by System of a Down.
Oh shit.
And it's like sick. It's sick.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they do another weird thing too. On one of their albums, they do the deluxe CD had song style parodies. So they did a new song, but in the style of another band.
Okay.
So they did like I think one was called Satan Rising or something, and that was supposed to be like style parody of Black Sabbath. They did one for Judas Priest, one for AC/DC. Yeah. Those were, there was another one too that I can't remember, but they were cool. And they covered Balls to the Wall by Accept, which was awesome too. Yeah. Oh, they cover some good ones for sure.
They got albums, man.
They have quite a few.
Like, I was surprised going back
6
to
or
them.
7 though? Yeah. Yeah. They've been around since like the 90s.
Yeah.
But the first two sound a lot. The first handful until like 2000, when you think of Amon Amarth, that sound didn't happen on their first couple albums.
Yeah.
That came in later. They're good though. I'm excited to get a few of their albums.
I was a little underwhelmed with their last couple.
The newest one?
Yeah. Well,
dude, the newest one has some dope shit on it.
Is that the
Joss Viking?
Okay, so I haven't heard that one. But,
that's the newest one.
Okay. So the one that was after that, and then I don't know
what order they go into.
But yeah, no, they're like, aside from that one, like the last two just kind of sounded like With Odin on Our Side. And that,
but that's a great album.
Is flawless.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I ordered up every single one I ordered had 1 or 2 songs that I knew on it from listening to fucking Alexa.
Yeah.
Just random stuff that came up like on other stations and stuff. But here we go. Up Joms Viking. Deceiver of the Gods. Suitor Rising. I did not.
Oh yeah.
I didn't recognize any songs on that.
Those two were.
Deceiver of the Gods is pretty good.
Yeah.
But Twilight of the Thunder God. That's a fucking good one.
Mm-hmm.
And With Odin on Our Side. But Twilight of the Thunder God.
Yeah.
That one's what's it got on it? I know I had a really good one. Oh, come on.
Just
Guardians of Asgard, yeah. Guardians of Asgard. I love that song.
They got like, I think it's just the riffs.
Yeah.
That they got like just straight like circle pit songs.
Melodic death metal.
Yeah, dude.
I've discovered that I'm really into melodic death metal.
I was, yeah.
Because that's what Arch Enemy is too, pretty much.
I was getting that vibe when you were talking about those two. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
And I also discovered that I love things like, because apparently I love pirate metal and Viking metal. So like metal with like a weird tag on it like that. Apparently I'm into that shit. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. So as far like Bodum, they kind of fall into that category.
But
they're a little more like along like the Swedish side.
Well, yeah, because they're a little bit. They're not Swedish.
They're Finnish. That's right.
Yeah.
So, but they are still. I would still consider them, melodic.
Very. I would say they're more melodic than Arch Enemy because they have like a piano keyboard thing that they use.
Yeah. You should check out. I was actually gonna tell you about this the other day because I was listening to them. They got a similar. They do a lot of stuff with keys, but it's not like the forefront like Bodum.
Oh, okay.
They're called Kalma.
Never heard of them.
So, and I believe they're Finnish.
Hell yeah.
So, 12 gauge is really good.
Kalma?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll check that out.
Yeah, I was listening to it the other day. It's got like, if Bodum had a little bit less like key stuff and a little more like, like guitar driven, I don't know. All right, so similar sound style wise, but the vocalist has a little bit of more of like a guttural,
nice
vocal to it. So it's a little bit lower. It's not like the high pitched like Alexi, but it's it's the same kind of like music and sound and stuff. I don't know. It's really cool. It's a bit more like thrashy. I guess like there's more elements of that into it. But I came across that the other day.
Nice.
They got a couple albums out. I think they've been around for a little while.
It's awesome. I will check that out.
So I would look at 12 gauge, and a lot of their older stuff is really good. Swamp Lord.
Oh, that was the band that came out with the new album today too. Necrogobicon, or whatever. Shit. Yeah, they came out with a new album today.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That man is so good.
That and Behemoth. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they put a live album.
Necrogobicon. They're so awesome.
Dude, the video of I think it's like one of their first songs that they put out, but I don't remember what it's even called. But like the main vocalist dude like goes to like his office or something and just starts like ripping his boss apart.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's all like so pissed at him or something. So he like, I don't know. It's awesome though.
Yeah, they're a good band. They're awesome. That's goblin metal. There's God damn it,
dude. Yeah, there's like
everything.
On.
We should make bat metal.
It's already a thing, kind of.
Well, not Batman metal.
What do you mean?
I don't mean like those videos.
Oh, okay.
I mean like a genre that is centered around bats.
Straight like
just bats.
That's all of like early black metal. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're kind of right about that. It's kind of, that's true. I'll give you that.
Kind of. I don't know.
Huh. All right. Next topic. Sure. Just about to get the show started.
Yeah, I don't. I don't really have like an agenda or nothing, but.
Oh, neither do I. Well, sort of. There is one thing. There's one thing, because when I was editing the last episode, I noticed I forgot to cite certain things. Like at the end, I talked about Dogman encounter that was at the Lockhat Ranch, and I found out about that on another YouTube called check it out, definitely, it's really good, called Dark Waters YouTube channel. He gets stories from people, like real witness accounts and stuff, and then turns it into narrative form, and then does it like a radio, like a show, but on the radio kind of a thing. Like there's like characters and stuff, but they're all real. Yeah, right there, Dark Waters YouTube. Yeah, the siege at Lockhat Ranch is a man. I dug deep. I'm still doing research on it to see what I can and cannot corroborate, but it is fucking intense, and he does a really good job at narrating the shows and stuff. And another place that I got a lot of information from was Dogman Encounters Radio. Really, another really good YouTube that if you're into that stuff, check them out. That's a host's name is Vic Hundiff. And yeah, that's another really good. So I forgot to mention those last time. I wanted to make sure I did because I don't want to be a dick. The next thing though, what was it? Oh, of course, it's Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is.
And it's Lost in the Dark's 13th episode.
Oddly enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did not plan this.
We couldn't have.
And I'm pretty sure even if we tried to plan it, it wouldn't have worked.
I forgot that it was Friday the 13th till like halfway through the day today.
This is
like,
this is a stars aligning type situation here that we got going on here.
We're going to have, do one of these last Wednesday, but it ended up working out. And so
2 days ago.
Right, so we
rescheduled to Friday.
And then today it was like, sorry.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it was yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I didn't even know that, like, I thought that it happened later on in the year, but apparently, like, I don't know. It's probably a stupid question, but, like,
no.
it happens, like, different months every year.
Right. Yes,
so,
absolutely.
So it's not like we knew, like,
no.
Oh, let's,
It happens different times. It happens at least once a year, but I think, like, from now until, like, 2020 or 2021, it's going to happen twice a year.
No, I think it happened twice last year.
Yeah. There's, like, a few years in a row where it happens twice a year, but then it goes back to one a year. So it happens at least once a year. So, yeah, we had 2 over 365 was our fraction for chance of pulling this off. Not even, but that's just having a show on Friday the 13th, not the 13th episode.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Did not see that coming. Awesome, though. Yeah. So as a result, I did a little research on Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Looked some things up. And, what do you think when you think Friday the 13th? Just unlucky day? What's going on? What's your, thought process on it, I guess?
Other than the movies.
So Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
And it's an unlucky day.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, 13, it's like an unlucky number, and it just happens to fall on a Friday, so it's like, yeah. So, just call it that, and then, I don't know, I didn't really think that there's any,
Yeah, well, as far as I can tell, there's not.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, as far as I can tell, the whole unluckiness of Friday the 13th is a bit of an Americanization of older rituals and things like that. At one point in time, there was a Tuesday the 13th, and that was actually considered a lucky day or something. A lot of people think that Friday the 13th being bad traces back to something that happened with the Knights Templar. There was a big slaughter that involved the Knights Templar. Can't remember if they were being slaughtered or doing the slaughtering, but yeah.
I want to fact check that for you.
But here's the thing: is I'm not 100% sure that I don't think historians are 100% sure that ever happened.
Oh, okay.
So there is a lot to it. There's a few different cultures that have had it mean different things throughout time, basically. But the current understanding of it here in the United States seems to be just that. Just something that we invented here, kind of our own little thing.
Yeah.
Americanized a little bit.
That doesn't fully surprise me. I've never really looked into it, honestly. I just always kind of been all right, well, this is... it must just be...
I personally always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I always use it as an excuse to celebrate a day.
Yeah.
I
usually try it. That was, oddly enough, that was one of the first horror movies I ever watched.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
When I was first starting to get into it, it was the New Blood. That was out, which was pretty... there's a lot going on in that one.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, that was really the first, because before that, especially when I was younger, I wasn't really too into, which is ironic, kind of.
Right.
But I wasn't really into any horror or any scary, stuff like that. And then I kind of saw that, and then I saw it was either that or the Blair Witch Project, but I'm pretty sure it was Friday the 13th.
Wow.
Because I remember it was on TV and stuff, and I was up kind of late one night. This is, a long time ago, and I started watching it, and I was like, I don't know, it was just cool. I don't know, I hadn't really seen anything, quite like it before and stuff, and so then that sent me down
The rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole to where we sit today.
That's interesting. I had a very different path into the horror genre than you then.
Oh, really?
Very different, yeah. Because I don't really remember exactly what age, but I do remember at a very, very young age being shown Ghostbusters. Mm. And that kind of started it. Once I saw that, I think, is when I really got into Goosebumps. Mm. I was a massive Goosebumps fan. I had like as many books as I could get my hands on. I watched every episode of the show, which is available on Netflix for all you 90s horror lovers out there. The episode The Mask still holds up.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Favorite episode.
Some of them are little.
A Scarecrow Walks at Night is brilliant. The Creature Under the Stairs, I think it's called, was really good. There's a vampires one and a werewolf one that are really good. Yeah, there's a lot. That Nutty Living Dummy.
Oh, dude, that episode specifically.
The Mummy episode. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, Nutty Living Dummy was good. There was like multiple ones of those. There's 1, 2, and 3, and there was Mask 1 and 2. Mm. So yeah, I was really into. And then, do you remember the books Scary Stories to Read in the Dark?
Oh, dude, yeah.
That brilliant art.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Dude.
I don't know if you heard the last episode or not, but they made a documentary about those books, and they're touring film festivals right now.
Oh shit.
With it, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
So hopefully we'll be able to get a little background on those things in the future, because those were brilliant books. Yeah. Not only that, on the last Dogman episode, me and Preston were talking, and he brought up a story from one of those books called Talipo, which I believe would be the first time that him or I had ever heard of anything like a Dogman. Mm-hmm. So that story in those books might have been the catalyst into our love for that, as well as just deeper into horror in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I was really into it at a very, very young age. Goosebumps, Ghostbusters, those books. Then they came out with like Michigan Chillers a while later, and American Chillers. Those are great.
Yeah.
Those are like modern day Goosebumps kind of.
They're a little more like tame.
A little bit.
Compared to
R.L. Stein's a little bit crazier.
Yeah.
Oh, and when I was little, sometimes I could get practically scrambled versions, or every once in a while they would show it real late at night on like a normal network channel. Sometimes. Fucking Tales from the Crypt. I would catch some Tales from the Crypt when I was little, and I loved that shit.
Started watching those recently.
And that's also, like, I liked Batman because he was the darkest superhero, and he had, like, the creepiest bad guys, you know what I mean? Mm. I always liked the bad guys. Even like growing up, even at an extremely young age, go all the way back to when my favorite movie of all time was Peter Pan. My favorite character was Hook. You know?
Yeah.
I always liked that side of the coin. Mm. So yeah, very different. Very different. And I never related my liking of horror to music until I found heavy metal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or heavy metal found me.
Yeah. You don't really, it finds you.
Yeah. Oh, it does. It definitely does.
But yeah, like, I don't know, I don't know, because that was the first movie that got, kind of like drew me into it and stuff. But like before that, I dabbled with it a little bit when I was a little bit younger. Like I remember being really into the Michigan Chiller books and stuff.
I love those.
I remember the author came to my school.
Really?
When I was real young. I think I still have a couple of like books signed by him and stuff.
He comes to the East Lansing Library from time to time and stuff in MSU.
Yeah.
And there's a real dope, all decked out Michigan Chiller store.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
In between, I don't know exactly where, but it's in between here and Mackinac somewhere, because I know the exit. And last time I was up at Mackinac like 2 years ago, and we were going to stop there on our way home, and I was like, no, we'll do it next year, and then we didn't end up going the next year. So this year when I go, I do plan on stopping there, and it's all, I've seen pictures of it. It's all awesome looking. Decorations from the books and stuff like that.
Yeah. I wish I was a little older when that happened, because I don't really remember a whole lot about what he talked about or anything like that. But yeah, so that was I was into those, and then, Goosebumps a little bit. I was kind of more into the show than I
Me
was,
too.
you know, the books and
But
stuff. More so like just like the visual.
I was young enough to where I had the books and then the show came out.
Okay, so yeah, it was
Yeah.
Then yeah,
definitely more visual though.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
right there with you.
The what was the scary stories to tell in the dark?
Yeah,
we were talking about. I remember because we had those. I mean, every school had like the book fairs and stuff like that.
Yep.
I remember seeing it and just like I don't remember which. I think it was probably like the first one, but like just seeing like that really or what's the one with the face on it
with like the pipe? It's like a side profile.
Yeah,
that's the first one.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and being like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, like that's creepy.
Creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Then you flip through it and like just some of the stuff that like he does with the coloring, it's really like it's really simplistic, but it's striking.
Yes.
Like, there's you know.
It's very simplistic but so creepy.
Dude, I wanna get that, like
I'll be surprised if those are still in children's sections today.
Yeah, that's
I'd be surprised. They might be, but I would be surprised. Because those are intense.
I wonder if that guy does like artwork. Like
that's a good one. With the pipe. Yeah.
Like
so creepy.
Like
oh my god.
The eyes and stuff.
I remember that story. That story was so fucking freaky. Oh my god.
Like imagine being like 12, like 10 or 12 and seeing that and like at your school and being like, what? Like what?
That shit. I was drawn to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. I wanted anything like that, any book I could get my hands on about Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster. Like, once I figured out that stuff was in like the library, that's always the section I went to. Immediately. Everything else I did not like. What do we got? Let's see. Scary Stories, a documentary. If you want to find this on Facebook. Scary Stories, a documentary, or scarystories.com.
Dude, they got the full thing online.
For what?
Like
book?
The full, yeah.
Oh wow.
So you go through and like.
That's cool. So yeah, they have the Scary Stories documentary is out. If you hear this and you are in Indianapolis or Chicago, you can see it this month, April 17th, 27th, 28th, and 30th. In Chicago and Indianapolis at some film festivals, Indie Film Fest, Windy City, Horrorama, Chicago Independent Film /TV Fest. You can go, it looks like it's screening at those places. I don't see anything for Michigan. I'm going to check the website right now to see if there's any other way to see it. Maybe they've got it, there's a trailer. Maybe they've got it released somewhere maybe? Anything? There's a trailer. That's all I got. So it looks like there's no way to like see it yet unless you're going to a film festival that it's going to be at. It's kind of a bummer. But hopefully at one of these film festivals it gets picked up. Hopefully it, right here on March 3rd they said they're talking to distributors. So that'd be good.
I would definitely pay to see that.
Yeah, so would I. Get this shit on Amazon, people. Netflix, something. That's going to be a really good documentary, I think. So, Friday the 13th horror documentary. Nice.
So we were talking about favorite albums a little while ago, or like
the Desert Island albums.
So in the spirit of Friday the 13th and horror, if you were to pick your top 5 favorite horror movies,
oh shit!
Like ones that just
Desert Island horror movies.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow, you're dropping a bomb on me right now. Okay. So let me ask you something. What do we are we including? Like, does it have to be strictly horror, or could it be like sci-fi horror? Like, what do we call Predator and Alien?
So I'm thinking.
Because I mean, admittedly, Predator's a little bit more sci-fi, but Alien was genuinely horrifying to people when they saw it.
That's true. Yeah,
especially the first time ever people saw a chest burster, they freaked out.
So we'll say like so like because that's still technically like a horror movie. So we'll say like sci-fi horror, like psychological.
Sci-fi is really the only caveat I wanted.
Okay, yeah.
Like the rest of them are kind of like.
And it can only be like if it's a series, it can only be one. Like you only pick one out of
the series. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Okay.
Or you, well, no, never mind, because that would be here for a while. Talk about every movie in the series of like 5 or 6, because Alien, I think it's pretty dense.
Yeah, and if I were to do Alien, I would just do the first one.
Yeah. For
sure. But I do, do you have a first one?
I'd probably say Devil's Rejects.
Oh.
And I don't know if I would necessarily put these in any order per se, but like that movie, I mean, well, it's a toss up between that and his remake of Halloween.
Because that remake is probably going on my list.
Yeah, by far and away one of the best like remakes of the original, if not better than the original in some senses. Yeah. Because I don't know, the original still has like that nostalgia feel to it, and it's almost like subtle, it's like subtle creepy.
Yeah.
The newest one is a little more centered around like the gore and the just like the sheer like violence of it all, I guess. I
think, but that's not what it relies on. It's not leaning on the violence.
Yeah. And it tells a different side of the story too.
The idea that Rob Zombie had to go back and tell the origin story of a psychopath was fucking genius.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Absolutely genius. Like, how do I come in and put my mark on it? Oh, man. You figured out a way.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know. Okay, so that's my new first one. Again, no particular order.
No.
But just so we don't have to talk about it again. That's definitely on my list. The Rob Zombie Halloween remake. Are you sticking with Devil's Rejects or going with that one? Man, that's a good movie. I will say this, though. Young Michael Myers wearing pair of jeans, a Kiss t-shirt, and long blonde hair. And I was in high school when that came out. And that's pretty much what I look like. I got made fun of a little bit for that. Not made fun of, but
yeah, right.
And I kind of rolled with it. I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Hey,
I was into metal by that time.
Sick, yeah. I like oh man, just somewhat like I think the one scene that kind of sticks out to me is the first time that I don't know if it was the first time that you see him, but like he's outside of like the cell and stuff, and they go inside and all of his like masks are up on the
walls,
his cell and stuff, and like
you never actually see his face. That's brilliant.
Just some of like the set design and just like the detail that they put into what's going on around is like, I don't know, is genius to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I love that movie.
Yeah. The second one was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite like
weird.
Yeah. It was more from like the standpoint of his sister, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little different.
Yeah.
So is that your first one then? Both of our first ones are Halloween.
Yeah, I'll have to go with that.
And it's got like the best theme song ever.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Love that.
I'll take the original soundtrack or the original theme with
the new movie.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah, I do.
Because there's something like about the subtlety of it. It's so like it's really simple, but
it's like 2 notes.
Yeah, and like that's the other thing that
3 notes.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there might be.
Well, like the initial like like that extra. That's just that's 3 notes. Because I actually know how to play that on the piano. I learned it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It was my ringtone at one point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was pretty sure I had that same idea. Just like the way that more so like the original, but the way that they like sprinkled it in throughout the movie, like whenever you saw more like that really
he almost used it like the dun in Jaws. Yeah. I loved that.
The scariest part of that was when it was playing and like just like nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like you see it and like it more so because like I think it's like one of the first scenes in the original where she's like walking down the street or whatever, and then like walking home from like school or something like that.
And it's in the day and he's behind the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
Yeah, and then like you hear it and then it just like stops.
And
it's I don't know.
It's like the fin coming up out of the water.
Yeah.
All right, so that's both of our number ones. We're sitting here next to a poster of it too.
That's kind of why I said it, because I was like thinking about Rob Zombie movies and stuff, and like I feel like you can't mention current.
Devil's Rejects gets an honorable mention.
Yeah, just because that movie kind of creeped me the fuck out when I saw it the first time. Like, I almost couldn't make it through it because it was like, I don't know, there's so much going on and shit, but.
So what's your number 2?
Oh, man.
I have a number 2.
Alright,
because it was going to be my number 1. Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Because that is my all-time favorite horror movie.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's one of those movies where every time you watch it, you find something different. Mm-hmm. The fact that absolutely every quotable line and every scene you want to see in that movie is of Hannibal. Yeah, he's only in it for like 10 minutes. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Because that's how big that performance is. It feels so much larger than what it actually is. And the Buffalo Bill character, that whole character, it's also one of those movies that is so referenced in pop culture. It's such a it's like a keystone movie almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I watch it, it still gives me chills.
What's is it I might be thinking of a totally different movie, but is that the one where at the very end of it, like she's walking around in the dark?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Point of view.
Yeah.
And he's got the night vision goggles on, so she can't see anything, but he can see her, and you can see through his eyes.
Sweat, dude.
Genius. Genius filmmaking.
So good.
Absolutely genius.
Especially for the time, too.
Yeah. Nobody really did anything. I think that might be one of the first traceable, like, point of view. Maybe not. Maybe though.
Yeah.
At least used in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of an earlier example. I'm sure there are, but that's one of the most notable, probably earliest examples, man.
And, like, it's just done so well.
Yeah. It is so intense. Mm. Yeah.
The last half of that movie is, like,
brutal.
It's a ride. Yeah.
It is brutal. Hey, Senator. Love the suit. God, every line that he says in that movie is just, so good.
And it spawned from, or maybe it didn't, because when, as far as like the time frame of it, when was that in relation to the show, the Hannibal show? Before? Okay. I always get that mixed up.
No. Hannibal was before. The TV show was prior. Before he ever got caught to begin with to go meet Clarice.
Right, that's okay. Yeah, that's right. For some reason, I always get that mixed up.
Oh, so good. So you got a number 2?
I do, yeah. Okay, so if you think about, okay, so Silence of the Lambs came out in 91.
Okay.
And so my number 2 would, and it's hard because there's a couple movies it's a series of movies, but there's a couple that like really stand out to me and could potentially, take the spot of it, but I'm gonna go with the original Hellraiser. Just because, like, the first time I saw it, like, for the time, because that movie came out, it came out in 87. And when you think about, like, all the special effects and all the things that went into it for the time, like, it looks like it could have been made, like, 10 years later.
That's really crazy, actually. Yeah. I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know, like, there are points of it that are kind of, like, corny or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's one of those that, like, but what they do right, they do really right.
Yeah.
Like, they get, I think the first thing that kind of just seeing, like, in the first part of the movie, where, like, there's that thing in the attic that slowly, like, materializes and stuff, like, just seeing that and thinking about how it would have come across if I saw it at the time when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and then, like, with all, like, the ending stuff, with all, like, the Cenobites and the, the things at the end of it, the creatures at the end, and just, like, the crazy, like, hell set design and stuff, and all the lighting and everything, like, it was just, I don't know, it's really cool.
The amount of work it took to get that.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good number 2. All right, so the first Hellraiser.
It was between that and the third one, I think. I don't know how familiar you are with.
I don't think I've seen them all.
There was one, and so Doug Bradley was Pinhead for the first couple of them, and like towards the end of it, I think there was only 1 or 2. I think the most recent one he's not in, but it doesn't really have the same appeal to it. Like some of the older movies in the series, like they don't really have quite as like he kind of made that role.
He brought something extra to it.
Yeah. And like it's been sampled over quite a few times by like, musicians and like bands and stuff. And I'm pretty sure he did narration for a couple of Cradle of Filth albums too.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I've always kind of liked him as a actor as far as that series goes. Oh, it was Inferno. So it was a 2001. It's about like a police investigator who finds the box and starts going into the, looking into the series of murders. And then once he finds like all the clues and stuff about it, it starts saying that like, suggesting that he might actually be the, the guy doing all the, all the crimes and stuff. And I don't know, like you have to watch it because like, I don't know, it just, there's so many like twists and just the way that it ends, it kind of leaves you hanging. But it never, like it's a standalone movie as far as the rest of them go. So they don't ever go back to it. It just kind of like, it's like, all right, well, that's what happens. Like that's, so. Yeah, it's between those two, I think. Still, but I think the original just for just what it is and like, all like the details and stuff in the year that it came out.
I like it. So that was what, your number?
That was my number 2.
Oh yeah, my number 2 is Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Okay, so now my number 3. And psychological thrillers count, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping you're gonna...
The Jacket.
Yeah, that was one of them I was hoping you were gonna talk about.
The Jacket, starring Adrian fucking Brody. So, nobody's heard of this movie. Like, every time I bring it up to somebody new, they're like Adrian Brody, the piano guy? And for the record, the pianist was genius. But...
I don't think I ever saw that.
The Jacket is far and away my favorite Adrian Brody movie and one of my favorite horror/psychological thrillers ever fucking made. Hold on, time out real quick. Oh my god. I just thought of something. Shit.
What?
Let me ask you something about this list. You could only do one. You can't do a whole thing. But could we do individual seasons of television shows?
Let's just stick to movies right now.
Oh, man. All right.
We can talk about shows, though, and stuff.
It'll get an honorable mention.
Yeah.
All right. So, back to my number 3, The Jacket,
we'll be
Adrian
here.
Brody.
We'll be here all night if we talk about TV shows.
Well, no, there's just one. There's just one. But the premise of The Jacket is a guy is in like the early 2000s Iraq war. He gets a head injury. I think he gets shot in the head and gets taken to like the hospital and he's okay, but he has some kind of like weird amnesia and he's like getting a ride from somebody and his head ends up getting hit somehow, so he kind of gets knocked out. But in that, before he gets knocked out, the random dude he's getting a ride from gets pulled over and I think the guy kills the cop and runs away. So they just find a passed out Adrian Brody and the dead cop, so he goes to a mental ward, like an insane asylum, gets sentenced to an insane asylum for it, and then this fucking doctor starts doing experiments on him, where he puts him in a fucking straitjacket and like injects him with shit and then shoves him into a morgue drawer for the night or whatever. Mm-hmm. And while he's in the drawer, in the jacket, he somehow... it's never explained in the movie, so it's kind of hard to explain. But
it's
basically it seems like he can send his consciousness back in time to basically right after he got back from war, and as a result is able to figure out things that happened in the past and change the future if what he's experiencing is not just part of his mental breakdown. And that, oh my god, I fucking love that movie so much. The first time I saw it, it just blew my fucking mind, man. Like,
yeah. The part where, like, the very first part where, like, he gets shoved in the morgue, and that, like, shook me. Like, that is scary as fuck to me for some reason. Because it does it, and then he just kind of like walks away.
Yeah,
and you see him like slowly losing his mind.
Yeah, he's screaming. Like, you hear his voice from outside, and the camera shows him inside of the drawer. And he's the way Adrian Brody acts, it is so damn good. He's sweating, and his voice and his breathing in particular, like the way he sounds when he sounds labored, sounds so authentic.
Oh, there's definitely some real fear in that.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they actually shoved him in the drawer.
Yeah.
He's kind of a method actor, so.
Yeah,
Man, it's a good movie.
And that's like one of the... That's not even like into the guts of the movie. That's like...
It's the first part.
Yeah.
The the first part.
But that's like, you know, it's been a couple years since we, you know, because I remember, like, because you were showing it to me, because you're like, nobody's ever seen that, like, talks about this or whatever, and
so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Holy fuck! Like,
love that one. So you're number 3.
Well, I'm gonna go with another one that is probably gonna be on your list at some point in terms of found footage movies. Like in terms
I was trying to think of one. I haven't been able to yet, so it might
really, like really, really good found footage movies. Or like, well, all right. So Grave Encounters.
Ooh,
is probably my
shit. I forgot about that one.
4th, I think. I don't know, around 3 or 4.
What are we on?
You're on 4.
I did Silence of the Lambs and Halloween in the Jacket.
Yes. Okay, so we're on 3.
What did you do? You did Halloween.
Yeah, and then Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. So you're on. This is your number 3.
Yeah. So Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters. Fuck.
Holy shit.
That's a great one.
I can't like.
It's awesome. It's basically, so anybody who's into like the ghost shows.
Yeah.
It's basically like a kind of like a parody of Ghost Adventures specifically.
Yeah.
And then
there's a lot of vibes from that. It's like more so like in the beginning of it, but then
when it takes a turn. Oh my god! I forgot about the twist in the middle until just now.
Then it gets really interesting.
Shit!
And I don't know if well, fuck it. So
there's like a hook in the middle. I don't really want to give it away.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so basically it's like the Ghost Adventures crew goes to a haunted place and real fucked up shit starts actually going down. Man, I kind of forgot about that movie. You
see a real, like, declining of somebody mentally.
Oh, yeah.
In that, especially towards the end of it. Like a lot of it, you know, because it starts off kind of like, you know, cheesy or whatever, like, oh, we're going into this haunted place that we might be, might not be, I don't know. And
they're doing it up like their TV show.
And then like it kind of breaks towards the middle of it, and it's like, oh, yeah. Oh wait, okay, hang on.
There's a twist right in the middle of that movie where you're like, well, what?
Yeah, it gets really interesting.
I forgot about that one. Yeah. Shit.
And, like, those are really, like, the only 2 parts of it that I remember. That and, like, the very, very end of it.
Yeah.
That shit.
Scariest. The way that shit ended was terrifying.
Chills. And it takes a lot. And there's not very, like, more so recently. There ain't very many movies that have come out that have left me quite like that at the end of it. Like, so yeah, that one for sure is up there.
All right.
Second one, I never watched, but apparently it was just kind of bunk. Like
it wasn't. Wait, there was a... Oh, yeah, there was. Yeah, wasn't as good. First one was the best.
I didn't really see it because I didn't want it to, like... I mean, I'm sure it doesn't, you know, like cheapen the first one or whatever, but, like...
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what are we at now? My number 4?
Yeah.
Horror movies. Now, I assume horror movies include big monster movies.
Sure, yeah, because technically, I mean, if you trace it back to the...
I mean, they're big monsters attacking people.
The roots of it.
Right.
Yeah, that was like the first horror movie, so sure, yeah.
My number 4, Tremors 1.
Tremors?
I fucking love, like, that's sentimental.
Yeah.
Like, that movie's sentimental to me. Like, my grandma showed me that movie somehow. And it was, like, the first movie I ever saw where, like, there was a hero with the name Burton. And it was, like, one of the only places I'd ever seen that name anywhere else other than it being my name. Or, like, Bert and Ernie, but that was Bert, not Burton.
Yeah.
So, but that first one, and Kevin fucking Bacon's in it in the first one. The first one is genius.
I haven't seen that.
The rest of them, the second one is actually still pretty good too, but I don't remember if Kevin Bacon's in it or not. But the first one in particular is fantastic. I love the Tremors movie. Graboids. So the Tremors movies is like a small, like literally desert town in the middle of like, it's like a two stores on a road and a water tower, and that's their town. And it's like in the middle of the mountains. There's nothing else around, and it starts getting attacked by these things called graboids, which are basically like gigantic, I don't know, like worm slug things with big old like crazy teeth.
Yeah. And
big old crazy like alien looking mouths, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a giant monster movie, but it is fucking hilarious, and there are parts that when I was little did scare me. I love the Tremors movies. So I'd bring that one. I'd bring that one on my island for number 4.
There's quite a few of those, aren't there?
They're currently making the 5th or 6th, and it's subtitled A Cold Day in Hell. It's Tremors in the Winter.
Okay. I'm sold on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it.
That sounds pretty sweet.
I have like off. Here we go. Besides the newest one, I have the Tremors Attack Pack that has 1 through 4. Wait, The Legend Begins. There's one after this. So yeah, they're making the 6th one. Jamie Kennedy's in them now.
Oh, really?
He's in the 5th one, and he'll be in the 6th one, yeah.
Huh.
He plays... What's the main character's name again? Burton what? It's played by Michael Gross. I can't remember his damn name. Something Burton or Burton something. I don't know. But Jamie Kennedy plays his son, and it's pretty awesome. These are great movies. Everybody should see the Tremors movies.
True.
They're just fun as fuck.
Yeah.
All right, so your number 3 or 4?
It is a little more recent. I'm gonna go a little more recent on this one, and I'm gonna say The Conjuring. It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
That is a good movie.
Because I don't know if I would necessarily put this on a list, but I feel like at least at best,
Remember, we are gonna have an honorable mention section.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. So I'll wait for that, but I almost want to say Sinister
over The Conjuring.
Yeah, and it was more so because like when I saw it, I was kind of over, because it's a different take on the found footage idea, but it's done really well to me. Like it's about an author that's trying to write this novel, and he goes to different like haunted places and stuff and tries to like outdo his bestseller or whatever, and it doesn't really end up working. So they move into this house that apparently somebody was murdered in, and like he's trying to like figure out kind of what happens and stuff, and along the way he's when they're moving in, I mean it kind of starts off kind of typical as far as like okay, so family moves in and all this weird stuff starts happening, but what like he finds like these like I don't know, like these rolls of film up in their attic, and then he starts watching them, but it's all like you find out that it's all footage and stuff that was filmed by the person that was doing the murders.
Oh.
And it's all like, so there's like 5, I'm pretty sure there's like 5 or 6 of them throughout the whole movie towards the end of it. But yeah, like some of it, and like and it's kind of going back to like the subtle details and stuff, like as you're watching the reels and stuff for what's, like the playbacks, and like watching, like the found footage stuff. It's like there's no sound to it except for this really like almost like ambient, like creepy music behind everything. And they're quick, like, couple minute videos and stuff, but like I don't know, and just like the way it all ties together at the end and just like throws a big, curveball at you as far as the ending of it. It's like that was one of those that like I saw that I didn't really, because I had heard about it a ton, but I didn't really know how good it was or like anything like that, because it's, like I said, it's more recent and it's hard to be like excited about a new like scary movie or whatever.
Yeah, kind of.
Because a lot of stuff's kind of already been done and it's kind of played out or whatever. But this one, like, I don't know, I really liked it a lot more than I thought that I was going to, and it stuck with me too. Like I watched it a couple of times, and it's still, there's a lot of stuff on it that I feel like could have been done quite a few years ago, but nobody really, like if that's where the found footage thing started, I feel like it would have been done a lot differently. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's talking a little too highly of it, because it might not be that great of a movie to other people. But
a lot of people like that movie.
Yeah, a lot. It got some pretty, it was pretty well received. Yeah. I don't know, the second one was kind of like it was, I don't know, I feel like they kind of strayed away from what made the first one so good. Yeah.
So that's your number 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Honorable mentions time. What was the one you were about to mention?
The Conjuring.
Okay, so Conjuring. Honorable mention.
You pretty much feel the same way about it.
Yeah, the reason why I like that one so much is how well made it is.
Yeah.
Just very, very well made. All the choices by the director and the way the scenes were shot and the lighting, the way it built intensity, it was all very, very well done. I liked that one. And
like I don't remember if it was, I'm pretty sure it was the second one with the girl, like all the crazy like possession stuff that was going on. I know that was what the first one was about. But like, it's just like, it was crazy to see how just like the attention to detail.
Yeah.
You know, because they took, I mean, I don't know if you've looked into it, you probably know this by now, but, yeah, like you can find full YouTube videos of all of the, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like when they're sitting in the room with her and everybody's kind of around her and stuff, and she's like talking. Mm-hmm. Sorry. In the midst of that, I definitely thought of my number one. I don't want to talk about.
No worries.
But yeah, like, I don't know, just like, so watching those and then seeing how close it was to the movie as far as like how well it translated over.
Oh, you mean like watching footage from what actually happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In comparison to how it ended up in the movie is like spot on.
Okay, hell yeah.
I feel like a lot of that's missing sometimes.
Yeah.
With like people trying to...
When it's stuff based on a true story, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so honorable mentions from me, I'm gonna say Evil Dead. Everything about Evil Dead.
Solid.
I love Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Ash, it was made in Michigan. It was set in Michigan. It was made by a bunch of Michigan people. Bruce Campbell is one of my favorites of all time. Everything he does. Yeah. So Evil Dead definitely gets a huge honorable mention. Almost made the list.
That was so campy.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. Evil Dead definitely is up there. Alien's up there. The first time I'll never forget the first time I saw Alien. I was trying to see it for ages, and my parents wouldn't let me, and Preston and I tricked his dad, my uncle, into renting it for us. And we were watching it late, and he was like worried he was going to fall asleep. So he was like, if I fall asleep, man, wake me up when the thing pops out of the guy's chest. I was like, what? Because at that point, I had no idea. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then it happened. It just happened. Like,
oh! What?
Brilliant. Brilliant. And if we're counting it, I have to put the first Predator on the list. If we're counting that as a horror movie, as a film, I enjoy watching it more than Alien 1. Like, I could sit down and throw on Predator almost any time, you know? Alien 1, I kind of got to be in a certain mood for. Like, it's a little bit more in your head.
Yeah.
Predator's almost more of an action movie, kind of.
It's kind of how I've always thought about it.
Yeah. Definitely horror, though, still. Like, he skins people.
Yeah.
He hangs them in trees.
That's another one that, like, for the time...
Ugh, yeah, definitely.
You know...
Very insane.
Like, all the crazy CGI and all the extra effects and stuff that were added to that to make it what it is like, I don't know. I know we were talking about that, you know... Seeing like the behind the scenes stuff in that sense and having it kind of like change the way that you see it, but I don't know, just like seeing stuff like that, and I don't know if there is any like extra, you know, like bonus stuff as far as like the set designs and how they kind of did everything. Yeah, I'm sure by now. Yeah, so that would be kind of interesting. Yeah. So
I'm gonna put this on an honorable mention just because you said I couldn't count it because it's a TV show.
All right.
But in my opinion. I
think I know what you're gonna say, but I'll let you talk.
You absolutely do. From the year it was released till now, in my opinion, there has been no piece of horror genre work that has been made that is better than American Horror Story Season 2 Asylum.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
That standalone story, those 12 or 13 episodes, top to bottom, is some of the best horror genre work I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That season, every episode blew me away. The way it ended, it was so good. Absolutely top to bottom. The writing, so many ends that it started and tied up. Oh, yeah. From top to bottom, that season is my all-time favorite of that show by far, but I think out of all of the seasons, that's the one that like transcended the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Because you could tell they were kind of. I mean, I would definitely put the first season on there as well.
It's very good, but
really close. But
I don't think it's as good as the first one.
There's something about
or second one.
There's something about the whole feel of the asylum itself and like the setting. I mean, I don't know. The setting of it's creepy enough. Like you know, I don't know. I've always found this, you know, asylums and like places like that to be just like, I don't know. In terms of acting,
Jessica Lange as Sister Jude.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I mean, they're probably in terms of acting. I really
need to go back and watch that because it's been a minute since I've seen it, but
it's been a long time for me too. And I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But in terms of acting, Jessica Lange as Sister Jude, I might put that in, if not my top 5, definitely my top 10 performances of all time, of anything.
Yeah.
She was so fucking good in that role. Oh my god, dude. You want to talk about watching the decline. Oh
yeah.
Just the accent that she used, and every word, the way it flicked off her tongue. Oh god, she was so brilliant as Sister Jude. It was Jessica Lange is a genius actor.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell.
I just remember, like, the Dr. Arden. Yeah.
I can't even say it not in her accent.
Dr. Arden.
Dr. Arden.
But no, remember, like, where they found, where I don't remember what her, like, ailment was or whatever, but
the girl,
yeah.
the girl, she was in the asylum because she just wanted to have sex constantly. She was like a nymphomaniac.
And, like, you find her later, and then, like, I think it was, like, one of the first parts of the episode.
It was the first scene of the episode.
Yeah.
It was, like, on a playground.
Yeah. They find her in the stairwell, and she's, like, doesn't have any legs. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like, it's like, whoa. You just show that on TV? Like, that was played on TV at one point.
On a normal network, too. Yeah. That's not even, like, HBO.
Yeah.
They got
away with a lot during that season.
That was part of that season. What they were getting away with was genuinely shocking me. Yeah. So it was authentically shocking at the time of its release, which is hard to do today. Oh, it's a very difficult task to accomplish today. That I mean, just because in terms of the genre itself, to me, it stands out so far. I have to at least put it in an honorable mention.
Yeah.
At least.
I was gonna say, you know, kind of in that same vein, primarily the first season of Hannibal. Was it the first or no? It
was the first.
Yeah,
it was the first.
If you want to talk about like visuals,
yeah, exactly. In terms of art,
yeah,
like each scene is art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to describe because it is so damn visual.
I tried to explain it to somebody before, and I don't really because it's
the way the music is too behind it, and whenever Will Graham is having like a vision, or whenever they find a new body, the episodes are like watching a painting kind of in a way. They really are. It's a very. It feels like there were real artists working on that one. And if there weren't, son of a bitch. People are good.
I want to do like I don't even know what they call, like it's not live action, but I want to do like basically whoever did like the art and like the designs for the crazy, like, you know, that more specifically the one that stands out, or I don't know, there's a couple of them, but the thing that's on the beach,
the totem
pole. Find it, the total. I want that on a like an album.
Yeah, that's a great album cover.
Either that or like the slides.
Totem pole of bodies.
Yeah, like the glass slides where like they
all
like segmented and stuff.
That was insane.
Yeah. And they really like they do a good job of just kind of throwing it at you too.
Yeah, they do.
They don't even give you a chance to really think about what's happening. All of a sudden you're just you know, it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh well, there's this like angel thing, this dude on this, you know, like, God, just
that show is a next level brutality.
Yeah,
like, man, that is violent. That should not have been on normal TV.
Not at all. Yeah.
Brilliant though. Yeah, I'd say that deserves a spot on the list. I agree with that. Man, I feel like I don't know if I'd call Godzilla a horror movie. That's where it would be in a video store, probably. Either there or sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I kind of think like monster movies are their own genre. Almost,
but then does that make Tremors count or not count? Tremors 1 I would say Tremors 1 specifically is a horror comedy.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, I'd say, are more monster genre. But that first one, there are scary scenes in it. Mm-hmm. They definitely build that. But by the second one, we got ass blasters. Yeah. So it gets a little more jokey.
Yeah.
I'd say the first one counts, though. But yeah, I don't know. So if the argument is monster movies are their own genre, then Godzilla would have probably started that. So yeah, yeah, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to think of. I don't have a number 5. So are we done with honorable mentions? Is there any more?
We can come back to it.
Off the
just
top,
talk about shit.
Yeah, if I think of any more, we'll come back.
Yeah.
What's your 5?
The Shining.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Bust that
The Shining.
One out. Oh, I just had an honorable mention.
All right, go ahead.
I almost used it as my number 5, but no, I'm still gonna think of that one. And so I would say any Stephen King counts as horror, right?
Yeah.
The Mist. Oh my god. The movie. There's a new TV show I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or not. But the movie, holy fuck. I've never experienced something like that in a theater. Yeah, that right there. See, you just cross your arms, looking down, shaking your head.
Mad.
Okay.
I'm so mad.
That is the only... I was in that theater with a whole bunch of people, and when that ending scene happened...
If you know, you know.
When the lights came on, nobody got up.
Yeah.
Everyone was just sitting there staring. Like, not sure. No one was making a sound.
Yeah.
The theater was awkwardly quiet. Like, everyone was awkward. It was crazy. I never felt like that. Like, oh man, not from a movie in a theater like that. It was.
Yeah.
You got to see that movie. You've got to go see The Mist, or go rent The Mist. Go watch it on wherever the fuck it is. Check out Stephen King's The Mist. Do not watch The Fog.
Yeah, don't watch The Fog.
Do not watch The Fog. The Fog and The Mist came out in the same year, so a lot of people get them fucked up. Not talking about The Fog, people. Talking about Stephen King's The Mist, the movie.
Don't waste your time with The Fog.
Genius. Oh, I forgot about the church lady in it, too. Son of a bitch, that's a good movie. Man.
Yeah.
And, in the TV version, here we go. In the TV version, I don't know the actor's name. I've never known it. I can't even think of her characters' names. But she's been in all of American Horror Story. In season 2, she was the Angel of Death. In season 1, she was the hot girl that turned into the old maid.
Oh, yeah.
The old maid. That lady.
Yeah.
She's in all the American Horror Stories. She plays the crazy church lady in the TV show of The Mist. I was like, that is the role of a lifetime for her. She's gonna knock that out of the fucking park. Yeah. She's gonna kill that role. I almost want to watch it just for her part in that. Because it's gonna be... I'm probably gonna hate her. But it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
I might have to go back because I'm like Spike or something.
Yeah, that I remember specifically because I think we were watching it the first time I saw it. Yeah, I think you probably remember this, but like we were sitting there watching it, and then like it gets towards the end of it and stuff, and you're just kind of sitting there. You're like, all right, well that sucks, and then it happens, and you see it, and you're like. What?
Oh my god! Yeah.
What? Like.
Oh my god!
Just it hits you.
It's one of my all-time favorite endings in a film.
It will make you.
It will fuck your shit right up.
Yeah.
Fuck your mind up. Oh my god. It will ruin your day. It will ruin your whole day. I love it so much. Yeah.
But yeah, so, alright.
That's genius.
Yeah.
The Shining.
Man.
I mean, anybody who's into horror movies, that's always on the top of any, like, list of anything. Mm-hmm. So the basics are pretty well known. What makes it one of your desert island movies? What about it speaks to you in particular?
Thought of another honorable mention, too. I want to write that down. Well, for one, the ending. Mm-hmm. But we'll get to that.
It's a great twist. It's a weird one, though, because you don't really get it.
Yeah.
It's open to interpretation.
Yeah. I had to watch it a couple of times to really kind of let it sink in or whatever. But there are so many, and, like, it's not even, like, it's not even really, like, a gory, like...
Mm-mm.
Like...
Not at all. There's hardly any not a lot of blood. Well, except for the hallway scene.
Yeah,
that doesn't count. It's just
yeah.
red liquid going down a hallway.
Yeah, but just the way that it like twists your mind.
Yeah,
and it's one of those. I'm a really big fan of movies that stick with you once it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Like once everything's done, like you've seen, and that's kind of why I brought up Sinister and like Halloween and like movies like that. It was like these are all stuff when I saw it, like I watched it multiple times.
Yeah.
And like still like it really stuck with me.
Yeah. I know what you mean by that.
Yeah. And so I don't know. That's another one that like it definitely gets into the workings of what would actually happen if you were stuck in a situation like that.
Yeah.
When you finally realize that like he's slowly starting to lose his mind,
mm-hmm.
and like you like she go, first of all, like I don't know where, because like apparently during the movie she was like abused by like the not like physically or nothing, but like she was put in like a really like miserable place mentally for that by and I'm not sure if that was like preemptive by like directors or like people like that, but just to get that out of her. But I mean you can definitely tell that there's a lot of like true suspense and like shock in that. And I think the real turning point is when she like goes down and sees the book and like all the stuff that he's been writing. It's just this, I mean, it's really, I don't know, it's really like iconic at this point.
Yeah. And
that's another one that's been overdone by everybody.
Parodied.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
But it doesn't kill it. Because there's
no.
There's a lot of parodies that like kind of kill the movie, but like, and before like that was really all I knew of it. Was just like the parodies and stuff until I saw it, and then it was like
until I saw it. That was the same with me in Alien and Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah,
it's a kind of one of those movies where like if you don't see it until you're older, when you do see it, you suddenly get like a fuck ton of jokes from other shit that you've seen over the years.
Yeah, it's
like, oh, that's what they were referencing. Kind of shit. Yeah, no, that's definitely one of them for sure.
I always think about, because that's a good one, and then is it Halloween 4 with the little girl?
Yeah.
I always think about like how like traumatizing that is for younger kids in that, doing that role and having all this happening to them, and like knowing that like it's part of a movie and stuff and it's fake, but like being thrown into situations like that and just like, but as far and like it doesn't really ever feel like it drags on ever, really, to me. It's a longer movie. I think it's like, I don't know, like close to 2 hours probably.
Oh, it's very long. Yeah.
But like the build is really nice, and like everything seems like it happens really organically, and like even the scenes like down the hallways and stuff, and like the one bathroom area, like that first time I saw that, it kind of fucked me up a little bit for obvious reasons. So yeah, and then like just the ending of it, when you finally see what like the real reason is for like why all this stuff is happening, is kind of just like throw your hands up and you're like, all right, well, it totally makes sense now. And then like going back to it, you pick up on stuff the second time you missed the first time because you know what happened.
That's fucking brilliant.
So yeah, that one for sure.
What was the honorable mention you thought of?
American Psycho.
Oh, okay.
With
Christian Bale. Yeah, I thought of another one too. Oh, come on. I just had it. Now it's gone again. Shit. Well, maybe it'll come back. Fuck. Yeah, no. American Psycho. Christian Bale is really good. That's a classic.
That was another one of those I had to watch again because I didn't get it at all the first time I saw it.
I did not get it the first time. Not even a little bit.
There's a lot of really cool scenes in it, though. There's a lot of, like, weird...
Yes.
Really weird.
It's extremely weird.
Yeah. That's another one that's been parodied quite a bit.
Not remembering this honorable mention is driving me crazy. It's such a big one. Son of a bitch. Had it too. I should have written it down. Oh well.
Did you have a...
fifth?
Yeah.
To be honest, no.
No?
Not really. Like, trying. Like, looking around at everything to see if anything triggers anything, but I mean...
I'm trying to think of some other, like...
types of horror movies?
Yeah.
I feel like there's types that we're forgetting. Because we kind of got, like, the new ones.
Yeah, so...
Oh, no, I got my fifth. I do have my fifth. I thought of it earlier.
Okay.
But I still can't remember the honorable mention.
Probably coming to you.
No, my fifth one is American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
I recently watched that again a couple of months ago, and it, top to bottom, is just a great movie. All around, great film. And yeah, it's about a werewolf. It has still, to this day, even with our current technology, the best transformation scene in all movies.
That's real.
In terms of somebody turning into something else. And it's genuinely scary, especially the first part where like they get attacked, and when they go into the bar and everybody's weird, you don't want to go out on the mows at night. Yeah, that's one of my probably one of my all-time favorite movies in general. So I would definitely bring American Werewolf in London.
That's a good call.
Honorable mention that this is not the one I originally thought of. This is gonna drive me nuts. But honorable mention, I'll throw Zombieland on there.
Zombieland?
Zombieland's a great movie. And that's definitely a horror movie. It's a horror comedy.
Yeah.
But that's a great movie.
Yeah, I really like that one. It was different when it came out, too. Like, it wasn't what I expected it to be.
No. It was very funny, though.
I guess they're, like, working on a second one.
I've heard things. Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg's great in that.
So is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray. Oh, my God. It's the funniest scene
Oh,
ever.
man. That had me dying the first time I saw it.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. That part where he's, like right after he gets, it's like a 5-year-old movie at this point, so if you haven't seen it, it's your fault. The part where he gets shot, the first time he's like slowly like actually dying, he's like, do you have any regrets? He's like, yeah, Garfield maybe. It's like, and he's like right before he like, you know, starts like dying or whatever, he just like lets out this long sigh that just keeps going, and he's like,
That's a good one.
Like, just so completely unexpected too. Like, it just like all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, and then like I'm kind of like on the topic of we were talking about a little while ago, but like fanboying.
Yeah.
When he like first meets me, he's like, Bill fucking Murray. Like I watched all your movies. Like, but even before I could like jerk off, or well, not in the same like, you know, vein or whatever. But like, you know, I was like, it's so great. Like it's.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we probably also have to put Blair Witch on the honorable. So here, I also thought of this. These aren't honorable mentions. These are this section is now called ones that would be hard to leave behind, because these are Desert Island, right?
Yeah.
So these are the ones that would be hard to leave behind.
Blair Witch for sure.
Yeah. That's a great. I mean,
that was.
If you like the found footage movies, that's the one that sent it into the stratosphere. So
yeah.
Good movie.
That was one of the other, like, when I first kind of, you know, started looking into actual like horror movie, and it's not even really good. It's just more like suspenseful, I guess.
I would say it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Witch in the name.
There's a lot. Yeah. That's true. There's points of it that you could argue either side, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that was another one that really stuck with me too. Mm-hmm. Is the ending of it.
Yeah, the ending was weird. Creepy as fuck.
Yeah. And like that was another one that was pretty ahead of its time.
Definitely. Well, or maybe it was just at the right time.
Sort of. Yeah, that's true. In vein of found footage movies, because there's a lot of them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got my honorable mention, Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense?
Yeah. Told you it was a big one. Yeah. That's because when I first saw that, it wasn't ruined for me yet. Mm. So when I first saw that, the twist at the end got me. And any movie with a twist like that actually gets me, I just like it. Mm. That one is one that I've never really gone back and rewatched. I did once.
Yeah, I haven't really either.
But so it's not really one of those, but the twist was good enough and it got me enough to where it stuck with me. So this is a hard one to leave behind.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. The VHS movies.
I feel so much better now. I feel like I just took a huge shit that I remembered that. The VHS movies, you showed me those.
Yeah, man.
You showed me those. That first one was great.
Yeah.
Those are good ones. I like those.
More specific. Well, I don't even want to talk about the third one, because in my opinion, that's not even like they weren't even really trying with that one. That one was
they gave up at that point.
Garbage. Yeah, but the first two, specifically the second one, I think more than the first one, just because I felt like it was more cohesive, or like I don't know, just like it just made more sense with what was going on.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, just like so many great. It was like for some reason I'm a really big fan of like kind of like the movies within a movie sort
Anthologies.
of idea. Yeah, so like it's
standalone stories.
Yeah,
with wrapped into one.
Yeah, so like it's a combination of like 5 or 6 different like mini stories that
like found footages.
Yeah, but like the zombie one.
Yeah.
Up there with probably some of my favorite like zombie movie.
Yeah.
Stuff, just the way that it's all done and like how you see the transformation happen, and like when he gets his head like chopped off or whatever, and the thing just spins, and then like you see him like, you know.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Or like when it first happens, and he's getting like attacked and stuff, and then like it's like still for a minute, and then all of a sudden like you see him like start to
oh my
move and
God.
like ugh.
Wait, is that the one where the camera was in his eye?
That was the movie before that. It wasn't VHS, but it was like the first section.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, man.
Yeah, no, that zombie one was good.
Yeah, and the cult.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
People should check out VHS for sure.
Don't watch the third one. The third one's
not so good.
Bogus.
Just watch the first one.
Yeah.
And be happy. Be happy with what you get.
Yeah. I don't think some other ones, man.
I don't know. That's a pretty damn good list we got.
Yeah.
I am trying to dig back a little bit because I feel like there was some shit from like the late 80s, early 90s that I really loved that I'm not remembering, but I'm not remembering it, so fuck it.
Oh man, we're really fucking up.
What? Would you just see like a million?
Yeah.
Let me look. Let me go back to the top.
Well, those two.
Yeah, I was never that into those. We got all 3 of those. Poltergeist, I don't know if that would be hard to leave behind.
Oh man, Reanimator.
Oh, The Fog is a remake? I didn't know that was a remake.
Yeah. You ever seen Reanimator?
No, don't think so. Creepshow. That's where Tales from the Crypt comes from, sort of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of the Chucky movies.
Yeah, neither have I.
They're just kind of like corny. I don't know.
The Howling? I don't think I've seen that.
What's your view on like zombie movies?
I've never been a big fan of the whole zombie thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just doesn't. It never freaked me out. The idea never freaked me out that much. So
I don't know. For me, it kind of depends on like how it's done. It's like there's a lot of stuff that came out in the 90s. But yeah, in terms of like zombie movies and stuff, like it depends on how it's done. Because everybody's got their own take on it, and it's been recycled so many times that it's kind of lost its appeal to me. But like that was one of the first like genres that I kind of got into when I was looking into the horror thing, and this is before like The Walking Dead kind of took it and pretty much ran it into the ground.
Yeah. Can't believe that show's still going.
Yeah. No.
I was like, how are they going to get more than one season out of this?
Well, there's 2 different.
Started.
There's 2 different series on it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Literally.
like how I stopped watching it after like the 4th or the 5th season of it because like half of it was like I don't know, it was one of those shows that like it peaked a couple of different times in the season. So like you had the first episode, like something major would happen.
Oh, okay.
And then so like 2 or 3
and
episodes.
And they just deal with fallout for like 6 episodes, and then something else big would happen.
And then they would always break it up and have like a mid-season ending thing that was always super suspenseful, and they had to wait another like couple months so you could see how it actually ended, and it was never like it never really held up.
Yeah.
To me. But yeah, as far as like movies go and stuff, I always really liked the remake of it's the one where they're in the mall. Land of the Dead? No, it's not Land of the Dead. It's been remade a couple of times.
It's not 28 Days Later. Fuck, what was that one? I did see that one. It was pretty good.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
That's what it is. Yeah, so the original...
That was pretty good.
Yeah, the original one came out in 78, but the other one was out in 2004. I think I like the remake of it a lot, a lot better.
Yeah.
There's one more I was just thinking about. I would put Shaun of the Dead on there.
Yeah, if Zombieland is.
Yeah, pretty sure you might have transferred that off to me, because now I can't remember what I was just gonna bring up. Like clockwork almost. I don't know. I lost it. It's...
Oh, well.
I'll think about it.
Well, you want to call this one? That's longer than I expected. I do have a couple quick things. So, for anybody who listens to this, Balgraith is sending out their pre-orders. Your hard copies are on the way.
Yep, we sent out majority of them today.
Nice.
As far as like the orders of it and stuff, and so those should be on their way.
I'm excited to get mine. Very excited.
I haven't actually seen the physical CD.
You haven't even got one yet?
Oh.
Damn.
Okay. Mostly because I haven't been over there since we got them in, so that's kind of why. But we're supposed to practice and stuff on Monday, so I should have it, and that's when it's gonna be like super real.
Also,
so that'll be cool.
Also, you're gonna be practicing for a show next Wednesday in Lansing, Michigan at Max Bar, 7:00. Opening for Fit for an Autopsy, and who else?
Great American Ghosts, Yashira, and Foxfollow.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Definitely check that out.
Hoping close to sold out.
Nice.
I don't know, we sold all of our tickets that we have.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
All right. So that's going to be a big show.
Yeah.
Get your tickets soon, people. Any news now?
It's Fit for an Autopsy, man. Like, if you're into, like, current heavy music, then
yeah, honestly, I had not heard much of anything by them, and I just started checking them out because I'm going to see them, and they're great. I like them a lot. I'm going to do more.
The Great Collapse is awesome.
I think this is the first episode we've done since the announcement at Michigan Metal Fest. Yes, it is, because when last time we recorded, like the day before it was announced. We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it yet on air, so maybe this episode is going to be a little longer. White fucking Chapel is headlining.
Whitechapel.
Yeah, who else?
Whitechapel, Lorna Shore are the two main big headliners this year. And on top of that, man, like 40 other bands that are in this year's lineup far surpasses last year's, in my opinion, with the exception of Devil Driver, because they're, that was a really, solid headliner, I think.
Who is coming? Did you see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're going to be at the Music
Factory.
Music Factory?
Yeah.
I haven't been there yet, so I'm going to that and very excited.
Yeah, I'd like to go to that.
You want to?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. It's in July. I didn't have anything yet in July. That's what I was waiting for.
Pretty far off, yeah. They're also doing, I don't know, I'm pretty sure, they might have tagged me in it, but they're doing like a double release or something like that.
Yeah. Apparently they have a bunch of songs written for 2 more albums. They got enough songs written for 2 more albums that are coming.
Yeah. I was wondering if that was what they were going to do, if they were just doing like the covers thing and they're, or if they were going to put out a full original.
Apparently 2.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't got a problem with it. That's awesome. Well, yeah, no, Metal Fest is like just, it's really stacked this year. There's a lot of really solid bands on it that I'm excited to get a chance to check out and just to play it again, knowing what I know about it and what I kind of want to fix from last year that happened.
Hell yeah.
Because it's really different playing outside compared to,
definitely
indoors, like in a smaller place or, wherever. It's all the sound travels differently, so it's a little hard to get used to, but I don't know. I feel like I got a little bit more of a grasp on it, so.
Nice.
We'll see what happens.
Now, according to their Facebook, at places like the Music Factory and things like that, tickets go on sale on Saturday. Do you guys have any idea when you'll be getting your tickets?
Not sure.
Not sure yet?
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of that information we usually get like a month or so. Well, no. I take that back. Should have tickets either this coming up week or next week.
Sweet.
Yeah, I forgot we talked to somebody about that because they were, announced the lineup and stuff, and then wanted to know where they could send tickets to and everything. So.
Nice. So tickets for that are coming. Nice. So yeah, all right. Michigan Metal Fest is happening. I'm excited. I'm beyond excited about that one and Devil Driver. It's a pretty stacked summer for concerts for once.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it because the last few years have been not that at all.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
They're hit and miss, yeah.
Wait, there was one more thing. Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to, just real quick. Oh, yeah, so definitely come to the Fit for an Autopsy show, Michigan Metal Fest, fucking Bog Wraith, and Lost in the Dark podcast will be at both of them. Also, I was at Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. I saw Jay and Silent Bob this week on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you about that.
Phenomenal, as always.
Oh, I'm sure.
I had some pretty heavy nosebleed seats. I grabbed the cheapest ones in the house I could find pretty much. Just to go. Because originally I didn't know if I had anybody to go with, but so I bought the extra ticket And so I just bought the cheapest one. So I was like, even if it does go to waste, oh well, you know, it's okay. It's only like $20. So
wish I'd have known that. It snuck up on me so fast.
Yeah, and it was middle of the week too. I didn't think I'd find anybody going on a Tuesday. Like, come on.
No.
But they killed it. They absolutely killed it. They always do. It was the first episode of Jay and Silent Bob Get Old podcast that he had done since the heart attack. Not the first podcast he'd done, but that one in particular. So that was he kind of went more in depth with a lot of the happenings of that than I had heard on anything else yet. So that was really interesting. And yeah, they were hysterical, as always. They read a scene from Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, the upcoming movie. They like crowd tested it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't hear that on the audio version. You can only hear that if you're live. They cut it out of the audio.
Not really locked down then.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's absolutely hysterical.
It's kind of interesting. I never really heard of anybody doing that before. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but like as far as like reading part of a script for an audience at like a podcast, live thing or whatever.
He's literally says this helps us figure out like what jokes work really well, what doesn't. And the previous year that I saw them come through, they read the same scene, but this time I could tell that it was quite different. So he has been tweaking it. You know what I mean? He also mentioned that J.J. Abrams will be in it, making a cameo. J.J. Abrams will be the guy who is producing the Blunt Man v. Chronic reboot, and will also be playing J.J. Abrams' twin cousin, Ray Abrams. And
nice.
Basically, it seemed like that character was just like written as an excuse to get J.J. Abrams to say some of the most ridiculous shit you've ever heard. And it's going to be absolutely hysterical. So that I'm really, really looking forward to that. That was a great night. It was a good time. They really put on a good show to a packed house, man. Holy hell.
I would say that video, because I was watching a couple of videos you were posting, and it looked like it was
full.
Yeah. It
was very full. So I was happy for them. They sold a lot of tickets. And that's the start of the free film festival in Detroit, which is...
Oh, yeah.
If anybody's listening to this in Detroit, check that shit out. There's like... all week, there's like, I think they said like 15 venues that are all showing different Detroit-based documentary films in the film festival, all centered around the same thing. They had one where they were screening the first 2 episodes of Flint Town with all the directors. It's like, damn, I would like to go to that shit. That would have been sweet.
That was last year?
No, that's this year.
Oh, this year?
But it was on like it's on like a weird day that I can't go.
Oh, yeah. But, that would be cool.
Yeah. They got some really good ones. They the night after Jay and Silent Bob, so like Wednesday night, they screened a documentary about the Russian 5 hockey team. So that's cool.
Oh.
I'm sure that's a great documentary. Yeah, they put on a great show, and then they played in Grand Rapids on Thursday at the 20 Monroe Live. Probably would have been sweet to see them there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Quick little review, shout out, because honestly, the Jay and Silent Bob Get Old podcast is the first podcast I got into. Before Joe Rogan, before Star Talk, before Dogman, before fucking Jamie Josta, before Trailer Park Boys, any of it. All those podcasts I listened to. The first one was Jay and Bob Get Old.
I think, like, in general, he was probably, like, because, I mean, in terms of, like, the first couple of, like, bigger podcasts that, that were around when it was first starting, I think that was, like, he was kind of one of the...
Well...
I mean, I could be totally wrong about that, but
his podcast, he was one of the first ones to start a podcast network.
Seems like, yeah.
And the network was big, but each individual show is kind of different. But literally too, I think I had just like rewatched Dogma or something. I just rewatched Clerks 2 or something with them in it. And I was like, God, I love those guys. And so I just like pulled up the podcast app randomly for no reason at all and just searched Jay and Silent Bob. And it popped up and I was like, are you serious? What is this?
No.
And I listened to episode 1 and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
No.
Yeah, that's what Fat Man on Batman. Yeah, before all of that. Like that's the very first one I ever listened to, and that's the reason why this podcast is happening right now.
I listened to that The one with, God, you just said the name of it.
Fat Man on Batman?
Yeah.
Mark Bernardin?
Yeah. I was trying to think of
That's when you and I saw them together.
Yeah.
We were watching them do Fat Man on Batman.
I still listen to that one pretty regularly.
Oh, yeah, every new episode I watched of that, for sure. That's a great one.
It's cool, too, because, like, just to hear him kind of, because, like, he's done a lot of stuff that I didn't even know that he was a part of.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of surprises me a lot of times, and it's cool to hear, like, all the stories that he's got from different people that he's worked with, and, like, just, like, how he came up from everything, like, how he got his start is just, like, crazy.
Mm-hmm. The Fat Man on Batman podcast it's actually, like, been socially relevant, because it was one of the first major platforms that was promoted. So if you know the history of Batman in the comics, Batman was created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. After Bill Finger died, Bob Kane, like, tried to erase him from history. And so that's why in almost every Batman film that's ever been made, it says Batman created by Bob Kane. He gets the credit. Until, I think Batman vs. Superman was the first one that credited Bill Finger. And the Fat Man on Batman podcast, as well as a documentary that came out on Hulu, were the two, like, big catalysts for that. Also, and I'm not sure if anybody knows this or not, but the origins of the Joker in the comic book are as mysterious in real life. Nobody can really trace back the first drawing of the Joker, basically. Like, nobody's been able to pinpoint it. But there's this one guy, and I'm a shitty person because I can't remember his name right now, but there's an episode of Fat Man on Batman where a guy basically, like, did the work, figured out the history, put it together, and is pretty sure he's found the earliest rendition of the Joker as the Joker, kind of thing, or where it all stems from, more or less. So that's really amazing. Also, the earlier audio episodes where he interviewed Paul Dini, one of the main writers from the original animated series, made me fall in love with the animated series all over again. Those episodes of Fat Man and Batman. Also, the episodes with Mark fucking Hamill, who voiced the Joker on the animated series. Those are the episodes that really got me into that podcast. Like, holy hell, those were good. Because when I think of the Joker, that's what I think of, is his voice. Like, that or Heath, obviously, Heath Ledger. But yeah, so those are really, that's just a long-winded way of saying, Kevin Smith, we love your fucking podcast.
Yes.
Sucking your dick right now, I know, but that's how it goes. It's I mean, honestly, it's the reason why we decided to do this. We decided to start doing this. Jesus Christ, spit it out.
For context, it is 12:30.
Yeah, it's a little late
on a Friday night.
It's getting late.
But yes, it's, if you haven't yet, you should probably check those out, because those are, like, and especially when you consider everything that, like, happened recently. Yeah. With him, and he's already back at it. Like,
a couple months later. Are you kidding me? You just had the Widowmaker heart attack.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he's still, like, that's, I don't know, that's pretty inspiring. Very. Like, his whole story is really, really inspiring to me. So.
He's inspired an entire generation of people to pursue what they love and not be ashamed of it. Yeah. In a big bad way. Like I've said before, like, the way he describes things, seeing things through his eyes, kind of, made me get back into, like, comics and movies and stuff like that in a real big way. So yeah, I had a great time at the show. And I'm going to have a great time on Wednesday at the Bob Gray Show. And then, ladies and gentlemen, 2 days after the Bob Gray Show, it's Bob 20! We're going to have a 420 show for sure, so look out for that one. This is our Friday the 13th show.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? Yeah, right?
One right after the other, but...
Boom, bam. Yeah. Oh, there'll probably be one in between, but still. Boom, bam. That way we can make the 420 show our 15th episode. All right, you ready to call this one?
Yeah.
All right. Fucking fantastic episode, and hope you enjoyed.
Peace.